There is a statue that was never meant to be finished. Not because the sculptor failed, not because time ran out, but because the moment it carries never truly ended. People say the longer you stand before it, the harder it becomes to tell which part of the memory belongs to you, and which part has been waiting for you. Once upon a time, in a town where fog arrived long before evening and never truly left, there lived a sculptor who never displayed his work. The townspeople knew his name, but they rarely spoke it, not out of fear, out of uncertainty. His workshop stood at the very edge of the town, where streets slowly lost their names, and footsteps softened on their own, as if the ground itself wished to forget who had passed over it. Inside the workshop, stone figures stood in long, silent rows. Some were tall, some barely formed, most were unfinished. None of them felt abandoned. The sculptor believed stone remembered more than people did. He used to say, "A memory can escape a mind, but it stays inside a shape." He spoke little, worked slowly, and touched the stone as if it were listening. One winter, when the fog grew heavier than usual, he chose a single block of stone and never touched another again. The block was unremarkable, no cracks, no unusual texture, but the sculptor studied it longer than any stone before. When he finally began to carve, the figure emerged slowly. No dramatic pose, no movement, just a person standing still, not waiting for something, waiting as something. Days passed, then weeks, then months. The sculptor worked with unusual restraint. He removed less material than expected, often stopping, stepping back, as if unsure whether the stone was ready to let go of what it carried. The townspeople noticed something unsettling. The statue had no face. Visitors, rare and uninvited, asked when it would be finished. They said the absence made them uneasy, that it felt incomplete. The sculptor always answered the same way. When it remembers, no one understood what he meant, and no one asked him to explain. What the townspeople did not know was that the statue was not imagined. Years earlier, the sculptor had been present during a moment that never announced itself. No scream, no sudden movement, no clear beginning or end. A room full of people. A conversation interrupted. A pause that lasted only seconds. But in those seconds, something irreversible had occurred. Someone could have spoken. Someone could have acted. No one did. It was not cruelty. It was not intent. It was silence. And silence, once chosen, cannot be undone. The sculptor did not intervene. He did not look away either. He remembered. That memory never returned as a clear image. It returned as pressure, as weight, as something unresolved. So he carved. As the statue grew taller, the workshop grew colder. The air thickened. The fog lingered longer each morning. The sculptor's sleep shortened. His hands trembled more often. Sometimes he stood before the statue for hours without touching it. At night, he dreamed not of faces, but of moments paused too long. One evening, as the light faded behind the workshop windows, the sculptor understood something he had been avoiding. Giving the statue a face would mean choosing whose memory it truly was, would mean admitting who had remained silent. So the sculptor stopped. He placed his tools down carefully. He cleaned the dust from his hands, and he never touched the stone again. The statue remained standing, faceless, complete in its incompletion. When the sculptor died, the workshop was opened. The townspeople walked among the stone figures in silence. They lingered longest before the faceless one. Some said it felt unfinished. Others said it felt heavier than the rest. One visitor stood before it longer than anyone else. He said nothing, but when he turned away, his posture had changed. Not because the statue revealed a secret, but because it reflected one. The statue remains there still. It does not accuse. It does not explain. It waits. Because some works of art are not created to show beauty. Some are created to hold still until we are ready to recognize what we chose not to become.